Just know the tensions
Right.
are high. All right, we are good to go. Let's go live here. Welcome back to Judging Bouncing Balls. Everything actually worked here. The live stream sent out. Sorry about
All
the
right.
delay
All
there. We
right.
had a
All right.
little bit of an issue.
It's. I think the computer is just a little lazy tonight.
All right,
Where are we
so
here? Where are we?
finally got it live, Toby. How you doing? How's life over in lovely Bayport?
Humphrey Bayport's good. I mean, I'll be honest. It was a heck of a week. Um, got to play a little golf this week. Didn't play that well, but didn't really care. 5.5 hour round is never fun in 900-degree heat, but it was for the
Sounds like every
kids.
sounds like every day of golf for me. Didn't go well.
You know what's funny? It was the East Pier basketball boys program golf outing. So I was invited by a friend of mine who's got an eighth grader coming up through the program. So I did go. I sponsored. I didn't wear Bayport gear. I decided to play it by the book, and we had a good time amongst buddies. So raised a couple dollars for the East Pier boys, state champs.
Hey, got to raise some cash for the kids. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'll be honest. The we've had a busy week, so I didn't get a lot of laundry done. So I've kind of had to wear. I mean, I went in the closet and grabbed some Pirate Pride. I think it's back in the 1800s. The pirates when they crossed the ocean blue um, to beat teams along the way, to beat those that stood in their way. And that's what pirates do. They don't really back down. I asked Jackie to bring me home an eye patch too. I was gonna wear an eye patch. I thought it'd be appropriate because pirates are pirates. It's what we do.
Okay, so first of all, I have a couple questions about the scenario you just laid out. What's your favorite pirate, first of all time?
My favorite pirate. Um,
Yeah,
well, big Jack Sparrow fan. He was a pirate, right?
sure.
Um,
Not
I
not a real
liked
one,
uh,
but hey,
I like Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds was a pirate early in his career. Um,
I was thinking more like Blackbeard or
oh yeah, I didn't know many beer like pirates. I just I'm a local
Okay,
pirate.
okay, fair enough. And then secondly, everybody should probably know if they didn't hear already why you're so excited, and that's because the Bayport Pirates advanced on over the Kimberly Papermakers.
Yeah, heck of a game Saturday night last week. We'll just jump right into it. We went down to their house. A really nice facility. I did make fun of it. It was at the middle school, um, but
Oh,
land
I
is
thought it
expensive.
was.
It was. It was.
Oh, okay,
Um, all their fields are at the middle school. Kind of weird,
okay.
but they have a. I didn't know how big that school Kimberly was. That's a pretty
It's
nice sized
big.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big school.
So it was on grass, which I found exciting. I'm a big grass soccer fan. And we came out at half. The the talk before the game on the Bayport side, and actually Joe and Jake, referee Jake, came and sat and came to the game, which was super nice. And the conversation we were having is, per how our season's gone, if you can get through 15 minutes without giving up a goal, you're going to start to gain momentum. And
Sure.
our goalie, I've never seen a goalie play that well. Maggie Gannon for the Bayport Pirates, MVP style or like um, play that night. I mean, she saved balls that shouldn't have been saved. Um,
Wow.
so we got to halftime 0-0, gave up an early goal probably about 9 minutes into the second half. Senna Haynes got loose on the right side. It was like, it's one of those shots where you could, like, my line of sight was player, goal, and you can just watch the ball curve. And it was a beautiful shot. Um, and then, but 10 minutes later, real Pirates got one over the top. Our speed is up top, and that's where our power is. And snuck one by the goalie, and you could kind of see the wind come out of their sails. It was very interesting to see Kimberly get you know that seventh round punch to the head where it kind of staggers them a little bit, and you're going to kind of see what team they're made out of. And we went blow for blow. I don't know. Our goal was our first real shot on goal, and then we had a couple opportunities later, minor opportunities. They had opportunity after opportunity, and our goalie was just like a wall. It was
Hmm.
and then you get through the 80 minutes and they play two 10-minute halves. And the
Oof.
girls they were tired. I'll say Kimberly wasn't as deep as they really didn't play their bench. Where earlier in the season when we saw them, they had most of their bench play. I think they only brought 2 or 3 off the bench. So their girls got a lot of minutes.
And from what I saw that game too, they had a really good bench as well. I mean, it was good.
They did, and a lot of their bench didn't see the field this game. I don't know if they felt they had to ride with their seniors and their players, but personally, I thought it hurt them because we play probably 5 or 6 deep, where they played like 2 or 3. So they got a lot of minutes. They had one shot with about 3 minutes to go in the second half of overtime that I don't know where our goalie came from, blocked it, and then you go to penalties. And I liked our chances at penalty. Even Jake. Who's listening right now, he said if you can get to penalties, you've got an advantage because our goalie was playing great.
Just playing great, yeah.
Just playing great, and not against anything on the other goalie side. She's a young girl. I'm not gonna. Our goalie played better, and that's the end. That's just not a knock on anybody. Just our goalie played lights out.
Yeah.
And then we made our first one, and they missed their first one, so that put a lot of pressure on them. And then I think we missed our second, and then they made, so then it was 1-1, 2-2, and then 3-2. We were up 1. They had missed their 4th penalty shot. Our goalie saved it. And then our senior, one of our senior defenders came up, Katie Shusky and Selesky, and just hit a beautiful ball in the corner of the net, and it was over with.
Wow.
And it was interesting, right? I mean, they're the top seed. They've got all the recruits, and I'll share something I shared with Macy before the game, because we were talking on the way to drop off for the bus about, they got the big names and they got the D1 recruits and they got the D2 recruits and they're number 1 team in the state. And I just I used the old Herb Brooks. I said the name on the front of the jersey means a hell of a lot more than the name on the back. And she didn't get it, of course, so I explained it. But I said, I just said, if you play together as a team, you're going to go far. And, man, they celebrated. And actually their coach, the Bayport coach, Brooke, told it because Flo Rida was playing down at Lambeau that night at a free concert.
Yeah.
And she told the team, you win, we're going to Flo Rida. And sure enough, team bus left Kimberly and drove to Flo Rida, and they stayed for like an hour. Yeah, they
oh my god!
And Flo Rida went on the stage late, so everything worked out. It was really a great night. It was a pirate night.
Yeah. Well, first of all, congratulations. I mean, I think that's awesome. I mean, obviously, you winning doesn't take away anything from Kimberly. They had a great season, a lot of really good players, and an awesome season. Sometimes that happens in the playoffs. You get beat by a good team, and so that's just the way it goes. It's one of the reasons why you love sports. It's one of the reasons why we go and watch high school sports, because even though teams can be really good and really talented, sometimes they get upset, and that makes sport really fun. So, whoa, hey, there's me again.
Yeah, right.
But so, anyways, I think a lot of credit goes out to Kimberly. They had a great season, but kudos to you guys for getting the job done. That's really cool. Congrats.
Yeah. I'll give a lot of credit. One of Macy's club players, one of her good friends, came right off field, gave her a big hug, congratulated her, and she was the one that really, and I think that shows a lot about people when they can look past defeat. I will say this, so my wife stood down on the left side of the bleachers, and it was Kimberly's side, but it wasn't on the bleachers, right? It was on the fence. I sat up top level Bayport side. My in-laws sat way down on the far right Bayport side. Then my brother-in-law was down on the fence. So like we had the whole family and nobody sat together.
Too much stress.
Too much stress. So we and then I got to sit with Joe and Jake, which was great. But before the game, Jackie was, cheering on Bayport, and nothing negative, like zero negative, just, the usual fire in the hole and let's go. And one of the Kimberly moms was like, hey, this is the Bayport side. Get out of here. And, like kind of like a biatch way. And Jackie's like, what's the problem here? She's like, if you don't like it, you can move. Mom left.
Oh boy.
Right. I'm like, let's do this.
Oh
So
boy.
it was, and by the way, my wife wasn't down on their side trying to fight the world,
Yeah.
right? She just wasn't going to sit by me. She was nervous. And
Yeah.
she actually was with some of the moms from our club team. And I don't know, defeat brings out things in people, and that's okay. That's okay.
Well, yeah, it does. I mean, it's tough too. I think when you've had a really good season, I've been on that. I had a team once that I was on that we were really good, and we got upset in the playoffs. And it's like you just can't get past the fact that you're like, if I'd have just done this or done this, and it's like it's frustrating. I mean, when you had a really good season, it's tough to lose. It just is. But like I said, that's what makes sports great. It's why we enjoy sports. It's why sometimes the best team doesn't always win, and sometimes it does, and that's what makes it really fun. So
I think Steph Hauser said it best. At the end of the day, the best teams are going to show up. The best teams are going to be at state. Do I think we're going to run the table and go to state? It's going to be an up-road battle, right? We have East Superior tomorrow night. We win that, then we would be Saturday in Wisconsin Rapids to play Eau Claire Memorial or Hudson. And that's just to get to state then, right? Like that doesn't even make state yet. And then you get the Muskegos, the DSHAs of the world. Like our goal right now is to realize that Kimberly wasn't the Super Bowl, right? That we have to regroup and we can play with the peer. We can, by the way, I did get the other night, I got do you know there's no real East to Pier? It's just the Pier and West Pier. I'm like, contraire.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Last I checked, it's on the east side. So once they figured out it was me and my cynicalness, that they laughed. And I appreciate Paul. Paul's calling. Paul said we're going to state. I'd like to believe. I think you get hot at the right time. I think you play together and you figure out that it's not individual, and it's I don't know. It's been a great week, Jeremy. It's been a great week of laughter.
Dude, I can only imagine if that was I was in your shoes. I'd be walking tall and skipping around. So no, listen. I mean, that's the way it should be. If Kimberly wins, they should be happy. Like, right? That's the whole point. You should be like, oh shoot, we lost, or we won. I mean, you want to be excited when you win. That's the point. So no, good for you. Earn it.
And I'll be dead honest. We had discussed if Kimberly would have made state, we would have went and watched the club girls, right? I'd have cheered for our club team girl. I'm not cheering for Kimberly. That K it's not a good K. But I would have been there and cheer. I'd have drove to Milwaukee. I don't have a problem with that, cheering on soccer, right? Cheering on friends.
Sure, yeah, for sure.
But I will say that there's rumor that the East Pier coach was spouting off a little bit at the Kimberly game. Little bulletin board material. It's on my bulletin board at work. It's there.
Well, you're not allowed to say what was said?
Right? I mean, the vulgar language from that dude. Wow. I don't know. I really don't know. But
oh, geez.
No, but I guess my wife was standing there talking to somebody, and he was chirping. Didn't know who my wife was or what, and he was chirping a little bit. Now that and it was a bad, but it was we want Bayport, we don't want Kimberly, blah blah blah. We can beat blah blah blah. So that's why you play the game.
Right. Okay, good.
Play the game.
Nice. So, well, that's pretty cool. Honestly, if you get to play Hudson, I'd love to see how you guys do. Feel free to beat them. That'd be great because we would have loved to have beaten them. So.
Yeah, no, but we got tomorrow night, and if we can get through tomorrow night, we'll be in touch because we'll be in your neck of the woods then, which would be fun. I'd love to spend Saturday on the road, and coming over to your area and playing whoever, because we've played Hudson this year already. So,
you did?
Yeah, we played them early at that lacrosse.
That's right.
But somebody said they didn't have their top girl or two was in there, so. We will. We'll see. But let's play tomorrow night first.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you do get that far, I can give you some scouting on them.
Well, we'll use it. Maybe some Blue Barn ice cream to go.
All right, that sounds good.
But I see. I see Spash baseball.
Dude, so here's the deal from Spash. We got two big things that happened. First of all, we're a running school. What can I say? We won state in track, which is awesome. So we got a state championship. Number 42 came home to Spash, thanks to the boys track team, which was awesome. So we were pretty pumped about that. That was a really good one. I think they tied. I can't remember if they tied Arrowhead or beat Arrowhead, but anyways, we got a share or the state title. We had to do. Oh, we tied because we had to do rock paper scissors to see who got the trophy, and we won. So champs.
You won a trophy on rock paper scissors.
You damn right we did.
Did you win hand?
I don't know what they went. I don't know what they threw, but we won. That's all that matters. We get to take the trophy home. Arrowhead gets a trophy, but it doesn't really count because we won rock paper scissors. So
that's awesome. I'm glad the world still revolves around good things.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And then yeah, obviously the baseball team had two games yesterday, and they won both of them in dramatic. Second one, they got down 5-0 against Hudson, and then clawed their way back, and they ended up in a walk-off 6-5, and they won to go to state. It was a really cool scene. Everybody was going nuts. Again, kind of was that big dramatic win where it's really close, and at this level, teams are all good, and when you get into the deep in the playoffs, kind of like you guys, both teams are good, so anything can happen. And it was a really cool win. One of the students, not my students, but one of the students that that I know decently well, had the game winner walk-off hit, which was really cool. So yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Good for them. I'm going to try to get over to Appleton for the World Series if I can. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, when is that?
I think it's this weekend. I got to see if I can. I already have some commitments, but I'm going to try to get over if I can. So.
Yeah, we went last 2 years. Bayport's made it to the state, and we were sitting around one night, and we're like, "Let's go!" So we went down, and then we ended up going like 3 times in a row. It's a beautiful stadium, and if the weather's great, it's a perfect night for baseball.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not this week because Saturday's supposed to rain. They can't because they would start tomorrow. What's today? Today Wednesday.
I think it's Saturday. I think
because they play Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I want to say. Yeah, I'll look it up here while we're talking. But yeah, I believe it's coming up this Saturday. But anyways, yeah, they really proud of them. I mean, honestly, they weren't expected to be, and a lot of people considered them to not have as good of a team as last year. But you know what? They have fought and put together a really nice season. They have done a great job of just playing as a unit, and got to the state tourney. So good stuff.
I saw so East Pier came out and beat Bayport 3-2 last week. And then East Pier went on to beat Kimberly. Kimberly was like a number 1 seed in baseball too, and East Pier beat them. And then did you guys beat the Pier?
We beat Hudson.
Okay. So I don't know who, or Hortonville beat De Pere, I think, or something like that. So, but a lot of good baseball. And then Denmark made it back for their 3rd straight year. They won state 2 years in a row. So they're going for number 3. Did you see their 4x400 Denmark won state in the 4x400 track meet? And they had 3 kids or 2 kids that didn't run track all year because they played baseball. So they ended up, I don't know how they qualified, but they ended up going to state. And they ended up winning the 4x broke the state record or something of that nature. Like someone crazy thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like just find a couple guys at school like, you want to go run? And they're like, sure. And then they break the state record.
You probably should have been running more.
Right? Like nobody came up to me in high school like, hey, do you want to go run? And I'm like, no, but we could run the state record. And I'm like, probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
I see Hortonville beat De Pere 10-0. So Hortonville is one of the state teams. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, Hortonville, they're number 2 seed. And I got to look around to see kind of what some of the other teams are. Looks like we got Middleton is going to be there, and Hartford, the 7th seed, is there. They won in 10 innings. And then we've also got Burlington and Menominee Falls. And then lastly, we've got Whitefish Bay and Franklin. So
Ooh,
yeah,
Whitefish Bay, they're good at everything.
yeah. Isn't that where Craig Council's from?
Yeah, yeah, he probably spends money there. New bats.
Yeah. Anyways, so we'll see. It's been an awesome season. They're doing a great job. I mean, if they could pull it out, we would have 3 state titles this year. That's pretty cool for Spash. So
It's 3 more than
it'd be
we
good.
have. That's impressive.
Indeed. Yeah. So we didn't do great at some of the other sports, but man, we won cross country, we won track, boys, and have a chance at baseball. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, so I have to. Where's this text? So Paul is listening. I call him Paulopedia now
Mm,
because he's a book of knowledge. Um, and he sent me this, and I don't know if you know this or not about your daughter, but he found the stats, and he said Amelia had an 880 shot percentage this year. 22 goals on 25 shots, according to the paperwork.
yeah. Yeah. The problem with that is, for the we don't
Don't
always have the
downplay it,
shots.
Dad.
No, no, we don't always have the shots in there. So I can tell you that sometimes the shots were not in there. There were times the shots were, and there were times that they weren't. So that number is high. It's definitely high.
Okay, but let's say it's another 15 shots. She's still 500. I mean, that's an impressive
Yeah, that's
season, what
probably
I'm trying to tell you.
yeah, that's probably about right. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's somewhere in that range. It's probably 40 to 50%, something like that.
Yeah, Paul said most come in around 30 to 40% on the high end. So if you can be in that 40, high, low 50s, that is a pretty impressive season. So Paulopedia came up with that deep in the bowels of the stats. So we appreciate that.
I like Paulopedia. That's good. Yeah, the one thing that we have given her grief on, not me. Well, I shouldn't say I have as well, but her coach, and she's not wrong, is that Amelia loves to kick it right to the goal. I don't know. Dude, we had a number of games, especially against Rapids and West, and she must have kicked 3 of them. She had breakaways, and she kicked them right to the goalie. I mean, just goals right there, right to the goalie. It's just like, but anyways, yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, we gave her a hard time about that, but she did have a pretty good kicking season. So
Sounds like she did pretty well with those stats, so that's great. Yeah, that's a lot of goals.
yeah,
She'll be, and then they still haven't come out with, and I'm not saying this because I think Macy, she had a great year for a freshman, but I don't think she's going to get any awards this year, but fight for them next year. But they haven't done anything with the FECC conference, any awards yet.
really,
Yeah, I see the Bay
that's
Conference came
surprising.
out, the Valleys, they came out right away.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just interested to see. We had some very good players on Bayport that deserve the ranking. So we'll see where that lands.
Well, yeah, I mean, you should have some nominees for sure. So I mean, anytime you have a good winning season, you're going to have people on there. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
And deservedly so. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. That deservedly they'll be on there. So that's good.
no, but I've been kind of paying attention to where they kind of, because you had mentioned about your area that they kind of look at maybe a senior, maybe over a junior, even though. So it'll be interesting to see. It seems to be the seniors and the juniors are the ones that do pick up the higher awards, um, which I think if you're deserving, you're deserving. So
Yeah. So that'll be good. Yeah, you'll definitely keep me posted how that goes.
yeah, yeah. What else is going on? How's the ice cream business?
It's good. And no, honestly, I don't laugh because it's bad. It's good. We're gonna head out tomorrow. We've got um, a couple private events this weekend. That's why I was worried. I'm like, when I started thinking about the baseball, I'm like, I don't know if I can because I've got some private events this weekend. So we're gonna do those, and we've got our bank come out and set up in their parking lot. So we're gonna go to our bank's parking lot and chill on Friday. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. People have been so cool about it that we've had so many people reach out and ask us for information and have us out at. I've got 2 businesses we're going to next week for employee appreciation, which is just really cool. I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully people are enjoying it and what we have to offer. So we're having fun. I hope they are too. So
Yeah, I mean, if you were closer to the area here, I know we would do one at our work, and I think even Paul mentioned having you guys out, but it's a hike. I get that. So,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
in time.
Hey, we're not opposed to traveling. It's just we got to work out the logistics. So it'd be good.
It's got to be worth your while, right? You don't want to spend 200 in gas to make 8.
Well, yeah. I mean, some of it is just to kind of get your name out too. I mean, there's something to be said about promoting. So we're not trying to get rich overnight. To get this, I mean, my wife did some research, and there's an ice cream place in town that has a truck, not a truck, but a trailer, and they'll go out to events. Apparently, I'm drastically underpriced, is what we learned, because they won't even set up at your location for under anything under $100, and we'll show up for like $150. So I'm like, man, I guess we need to raise our prices. We're not even in their ball game, so I don't know.
Yeah, but also they're when their trailer's sitting around, right? I mean, like you said, you want to get going. You want to get going and get moving, and like you said, I mean, your wife's not even taking tips, for crying out loud. You're not going to charge $700 to show up.
This is true. And, so anyways, we're having fun with it. That's the whole point. It's just have fun.
That's
and
awesome.
if we need to adjust, we'll adjust. But right now it's like, it's not a get rich quick scheme. So,
well, Paul just said he'd order 135 ice cream nachos. So
hey, that would be worth the trip right there. But you know what? My arm is going to get tired scooping that. One thing I have noticed, I've got a little bit of pain in the old elbow. I'm going to have to start switching up to the left, because I'm like, starting to hurt a little.
You're going to need Tommy John surgery for ice cream scooping.
I've always had bad elbows though. That's why I could not play baseball. When I play softball, I always get a sore elbow. And when I throw a football, like in training camp, when we were playing, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong with my elbow. I can't throw. I got weak elbows. They're bad. I don't know why, but they're not good. So anyways, so it's good. Yeah. What was I going to say on that too? There's something else I was going to bring up. I don't remember now. Anyways, this is probably not important.
The 2010 boys.
Yes. Talk about that.
United Loons. Coach Shaunt took his second team to the state title. They played the Bavarians out of Whitefish Bay area. And actually, I had reached out to some of the parents down there and asked if we could broadcast, and they were all for it. So I know you were busy, and the trip, it was so me and Joe went down, set up camera, and it was fun to get back on the camera. And we had like 6 2008 moms show up, and we're cheering like they would for their own daughters. And they had, I think there was 6 or 8 2008 girls. And then, man, the sidelines were packed. It was fun to see. It was a lot of fun to cheer on the 2010 boys. And 0-0 went into shootout. Of course, got to get the whole day in there. But yeah, Sean was happy, and that was fun to watch.
Yeah, he should be. I saw a stat. I can't remember. One of the parents posted it and tagged Sean, but they talked about the teams that they had to beat to get the state cup and to win. They talked about the first time they played them, and it was kind of like they got trounced like 12-0 or something by the team the first time they played them back a few years ago. And then the other team, they lost like 4 or 5-0. And they said it should have been like 8-0. And it was a really cool progression from where that team came from when they first started, and they weren't really where they are now. They were still coming together, building skills, and they weren't great, right? And they got beat by the best teams pretty handedly. But now, after a couple of years and a lot of dedication, and I saw those boys play against our kids, and they love the game, which is really cool, and they want to get better. And now they're state champs, which is awesome. So it's really cool.
And they're driving to St. Louis in 2 weeks.
Yep. Carpool, baby.
Rumor has it they might be at our hotel. So we might have a whole gaggle of loons. I don't know what the true term is, if it's a gaggle, if it's a bunch, if it's a grouping, if it's a pod. But gaggle has always been one of my favorite words in regards to
we'll see.
I think Paul said that's Sean's 8th state title.
Wow.
That's his 3rd with this club, and his 2 teams now. So I think he won some in Madison. That's a pretty big number.
Wow. It's called an asylum. That's what it says on Google. No,
Because our team
never
should
mind.
be in an asylum. No?
No,
That'd be
it's
a
not.
great word, though.
It does say asylum. Asylum, cry, or a water dance. That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, if you see my water dance, you're going to put me in an asylum, that's for sure. It's impressive.
Anyways, so Loons unite in St. Louis. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, that was a really cool. I talked to Shant a little bit over the weekend. He said that the podcast was great. He said you guys were very humorous. So
Well,
he said he
you
enjoyed
know
it.
how they line up at the front, at the beginning of the game? The suck it, suck it, suck it. Yeah, I did that again for him. I didn't want him to be cheated out of my thought process, so kiss his ass, kiss my ass.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Oh.
If you don't know what movie that's referencing, shame on you.
Shame, yeah, right. Shame. Then you look it up and you go watch it.
That's right. Yeah, that's awesome. Good.
So we had
I will
fun.
admit I did not watch it. So sorry.
No. Well, why would you, right? I mean, but we had fun and we lost track of the game a little bit because we didn't know any players. Like I didn't know any names. But it was totally different, without having a horse in the race. I was relaxed. Camera work was a little sloppy. You weren't there to kind of buckle down and point it at the ball. So we lost the ball a couple times, like a lot. But you can't do it all.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm sure the grandparents who couldn't make it appreciated it. So
one of the Grandpa Bill was watching for the whole time. He said, "Grandpa Bill here," and I'm like, "Fantastic,
awesome! That's really cool."
So it was fun to do. I'm glad. I even told Eric. I said, "Hey, if there's state champions in the future, we're available. I'd do it. I love to do it. Right? I don't care. I got a lot to say."
Oh, that's awesome. So I just checked over on YouTube, and Jake is wondering why we have not talked about the elephant in the room, or the elephant that's not in the room anymore, and that being my hair.
Oh, right. I mentioned first thing I saw of you, and that's a great call, Jake. So why don't you tell us what happened?
Well, nothing happened other than Sarah just got tired of you looking at it. I mean, it was a lot. There's a lot there. Do we know the funny part was after we cut it all, she stuffed it into a bag, and said she's gonna try to do something with it. I don't know what she's gonna do, but it was a pile on the floor, probably about that tall. I mean, there's a lot of hair. So no, there was really nothing other than just it was time, and I've gotten enough time. Somebody asked the question, "What about the hockey hair?" If I want to, I could still grow this bad boy out. I got July, August, September, October, November, December. Mid-January, I got 7 months. You know what I can do in 7 months with this hair?
You can overachieve there, my friend. First off, don't ever make Sarah look bad. She's an All-American. She's probably the best mom. I mean, she's pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
let's not go there.
She just wanted it shorter, and I don't blame her. That's fine. You got to make her happy, so that's what happens.
Well, last week
honestly, I was ready.
Well, last week it was 90 degrees. I couldn't imagine how hot your head was.
Yeah, it was warm. That was warm for sure. And although it's like it's hot and humid, my hair's a little wavy, and it tends to get a little, it tends to get a little out of control. It's hard to keep. And when I'm doing this ice cream too, like that hat was like getting to the point where it wouldn't even stay on. It was just kind of like rough. So
gonna say you need a quadruple X hairnet.
Yes. So I don't look as good as Jake, and never did. But someday, maybe I'll have that beautiful gray hair like his, and I could try to compete with him. But not anytime soon. It's just not going to happen.
He rode his bike to the Kimberly game, like.
Just makes you sick.
Like, it does. And then on the way out, Joe offered him a ride, because it was dark. And I'm like, Jake, do you have safety gear? And he's like, I do. And he had it like lit up like a Christmas tree coming down just
unreal.
He's on like day 60 of that diet. That 75 best or whatever. That's way beyond me.
Jake's just our hero. He's just the guy we all want to be.
Do you know they're putting him up at like the Hilton or the high, like the class act of, because he's reffing down in St. Louis, and he's
He
got to
is?
stay with the refs. Yeah, at least one night he's like, I can't stay with the team because of collusion. Well, I don't know if that's why, but
Well, if we wanted to pay him off, we could do it before Lewis.
well, that's what I thought. I mean, we still have access to him, right?
He lives. We have his cell phone number and his Cash App account.
Well, he's listening. Yeah, just Jake. Just hey, what is it going to take to get a couple of goals, little penalties?
Looks like she's going to go down in the box.
He blows a whistle, then it happens, and everything is good. But I will say this: first penalty kick of the 2000 boys overtime or whatever with the PKs. Wisconsin United make theirs. Bavarians go, makes it. The ref staring at the goalie on the line throws a little flag up. The goalie came off the line.
Ooh.
Oh, he saved it. He saved it. The goalie, he saved it.
Okay.
She blew the, yep. And then we got to re-kick and made it. But gutsy young lady made the call.
Ooh.
But they're not tainted. Those refs are not tainted.
Yeah. That's
I'm
good.
told.
So then I'm assuming the next one they made it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
But my wife just texted me. So there was an incident after the Kimberly Bayport game. You know, I started out to the parking lot. You know, I wasn't looking for fights. This isn't the old days. I've been spouting off. I was really good. I was with my wife and our friend Jason Chaplin, the lacrosse coach. He came on. So the bus is leaving, right? And he jumps on my back because he's like, we're going to send him off with a cheer because we're cheer dads, like we mentioned. And all of a sudden, my shorts kind of fall down a little bit. Not like I wasn't like showing the world any goose or gander, but I'm like, got him on my back and I'm hanging up my shorts and the bus drives by. And I'm like, that looks terrible. I go, we're going to get arrested for them thinking I'm trying to flash the bus. And he steps back. He's like, not me. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I look like I was trying to strangle you to stop you from flashing the bus. And I'm like, you SOB. So I'm like, this is going to go in the paper that Bayport man tries to show the bus's goods and local man strangles them to stop them.
Toby.
It's always for the kids. I give myself for these situations and I just can't get out of them.
Toby.
Yeah. Yep. But
well,
everything was
that
fine.
would have been on the police blotter if anybody used the app. So go get that app.
Right? It's a scanner. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to Scanner lately. We did have a house fire in the pier.
You're probably worried that it was going to be about you.
Oh no, it would have been great. I'm listening to the Scanner and they're like, we got them, and I just watch everything come at me and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be bad. Did you download the Scanner?
I did not. I'm not gonna lie. What was it called again? I don't even remember.
I don't know. Please Scanner. Let me take a look. There's people out there that have. I know, and I would like to know Scanner Radio. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, everybody, I did share out what you said on the podcast last week about that big brawl at the funeral home. I saw it on Twitter. It showed up as like news, and I shared it out as under the podcast one because I'm like, holy cow, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah,
maybe
that was the fight. 30
nuts,
people,
man.
and then we have a Facebook page over here called Green Bay Crime Reports. So they show all the arrests from like the night before or whatever. Three dudes, and one of them's face looked like he got beat to snot. And I'm like, ooh, he lost.
Man, you don't usually hear about that at a funeral.
I think it was gang related.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Not my gang, but
Yeah.
somebody's gang.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's good stuff. Honestly, that's yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was talking to, Paul and I think next year I can't do it this year, but I was thinking about how do we garner. First off, anybody listening needs to like our Facebook page, right? And they need
Right.
to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So those are two things that you can do that don't cost you money. If you want to spend money, you just send her on over. We'll figure out what to do with it. But next year for high school sports, I think we have to start to branch out. And if people want us to, we can do some research about the conference down in the western part of the state and talk about their team. I'd like to know where people are listening from, and maybe we could give some highlights, because we do talk about our towns a little, but that's what we know.
And think about it this way too: if you're from, let's say, Platteville, and you're a big rival, I don't know who it is, and we could just totally start dogging on them and like be the big bully in the room for you, just like we do to Kimberly. We're not afraid to beat up on another school for your behalf. You get a joy out of it. They never know any different.
Yeah, I will chirp at anybody. I don't have two qualms about it.
And we're 3 hours away, so they're not going to beat us up, right?
And if they do, I got the police scanner. I can call the cops.
Terrible, but it's true.
Oh, but I'm with you. I think that'd be a great time.
See? Hey, by the way, Jake says that he's going to be staying at the hotel because they have to do breakdown of film and training at the hotel. It gets pretty late.
He said they have 45 minutes before the game and like 45 minutes after. Like they discuss the intricacies about soccer game. Like, yeah.
I still I'm amazed. I'm amazed that club has more rigor than high school. They would never do that in high school. I
don't they do some of that in football though? Isn't football more regulated? Like,
I don't think they break down film afterwards that I'm aware of. Maybe they do. I'd be happy to be wrong, but it seems like as soon as the game is done, they're done, and then they go home.
I will say from the state cup point of view, the groups we've always had have been professional, controlled everything, controlled the parents, controlled the game, controlled the coaches. So that's what I really like. That you get the game on hand is the best of the best, and it's ref that way. I mean, I still might not believe it or think so, but my knowledge is lacking on some of the calls. So, but the nice thing was, yeah. So at the Kimberly beatdown Saturday night, Joe said, sorry. It's coming. It's.
Oh boy.
I'm trying, Jeremy. I'm trying. But Joe sat next to me, and anytime Bayport was on the offensive side of the ball and the ball went inside the 18, Joe yelled handball, and it was genius. Because all you need him just one time to go handball and blow
the. Did it work ever?
It did not work ever.
No.
But I think the knowledge is there for regionals when we all yell in unison handball, and then we all get thrown out.
Hey, now that would actually be funny. Could a crowd do that like all at once? You know how like students do a cheer, and then if you like did it all at once and just 1, 2, 3, everybody yelled handball. That'd be kind of funny. I mean, it'd be kind of humorous.
I'm in.
Or just like 1, 2, 3 offsides or something. Dude, that'd be hilarious.
I did order a shirt last night for regionals that I had you in mind, so I am not going to talk about it, but it is a shirt that I feel you would wear.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued.
Well, I was watching the TikTok, and a guy was wearing it. I'm like, I need that shirt. Dialed it in the old interweb, gave him $25, and they're sending me a shirt.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, speaking of shirts, by the way, and the ice cream truck, we did order merch, so it will let you know when it's in.
Okay.
But we did order shirts and hats. It's it's a sizable amount, but we did order some. So hopefully people will the truck and try to sell some of it because we had a lot of people interested. So there you go.
Well, save me one mesh trucker hat for sure,
Okay.
and that's for my wife. And whatever the bill is, I'll pay it. She's excited for her Blue Barn. It's just don't like be like, hey, it's $70 because then I'll have to buy it anyways because my wife wants it.
No,
you know how that goes.
we're not even marking them up really. I think they cost us like 15 or something, and then there's some shipping. So I think we're gonna just do $20. So it's not. We're not trying to get rich off it. We're just moving merch.
Okay, back it up. As a 5-year educated man in the university system, 3 colleges, a lot of professors. I'm a marketing major, Jeremy.
Ooh.
I think me and you are gonna have to sit down and write your business plan down in St. Louis because
So
making
if you're-
money is not in the cards.
If you're trying to make if you're into marketing, then you would maybe understand this. Then you're trying to get the name out, get the brand out, and sometimes do that at a little bit of a small margin.
There's always called a loss leader. Loss leader in the business world is something that you're going to sell at a cost where you're not going to make
Right.
money, like Choco Tacos, right? Let's just say Choco Tacos are $2 and they cost you $2, so there's no profit. But
Yeah, that's silly.
ice cream nachos are $9, even though they cost you $3. That's your profitability. So you sucker them in on the Choco Taco, and then you show them this shiny top, this odd object that's called nachos.
Right.
I can't believe I said that. I actually learned something in 5 years of education.
Yeah, I know what a lost leader is. But anyways, so we're making some money on it. It's just not crazy. We're not trying to like tomorrow. So it'll be
Is
good.
there anything wrong with retiring tomorrow? I'm just going to ask. Is there anything wrong
No.
with retiring tomorrow? Okay, I just want to make sure.
So anyways, we will have some stuff out there for you guys. But yeah, we did. It was like $1,000 of merch though. I'm like, holy Lord! But we got a decent amount so we could sell it again. So
okay.
it'll be good. Yep.
And what merch do you have? You have shirts?
Well, we decided to do. We have the blue hats, like I showed you. I don't have one right here, but we decided to get a pink version of that because we thought some people might like pink. And then we have the shirts, and then I think Sarah did I think she did a tee as well because she really liked it. I'm not wearing that thing, but she liked it.
Well,
okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'll share this as family oriented as I can. She showed me the tank top, 2 tank tops, and it said Blue Barn Scoops down here. I said to her, it'd be really cool if we did 2 cones, apropos placed.
right, like 2 guys holding 2 cones, like
2 guys holding cones.
Just...
I don't think she saw the humor in it. No,
What?
she did. But she said that was not going to be a good idea.
Well,
I don't know.
on the website,
I think
when we get the website up and running, those are going on. 2 scoops.
2 cones, just some big scoops.
Blue Barn ice cream, biggest scoops in town, and just have boom.
Get 2 big scoops. Yeah, I don't know. You could come up with something, but boy, those would probably sell too.
They'd have to be more expensive because you want to just you don't want to sell them to everybody.
That's for sure. I mean, people might buy them. They see the people walking around, these 8-year-olds that have I Heart Hot Moms on them, so maybe they'd buy them. I don't know. Anyways, so
I bought some shirts in Mexico back in my college days that I completely regret. So if you could keep it at that level, I could sell them.
So anyways, that was my idea to the marketing last night, and needless to say, my ideas were not taken. Sarah has a better mind, I think, for general marketing. Mine is a little bit more niche, let's say.
Yeah. One's going to make a whole bunch of money and one's going to make some money. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Right. Right.
I mean, if you play your cards right, you could literally drive by Spash High School on opening day and honk the horn and stick your butt out the window and be like, "I ain't coming back."
Oh, that would be something. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
anyways,
Sarah's still gonna have to work. I mean, Sarah's got to go to work, but you take the
somebody needs to get the health insurance.
right.
That's right.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So anyways, yeah, we're
But
officially into summer. Are your kids into summer now?
yeah, the kids, Bayport or Howard Swamico was done on Tuesday at 3:00, and Green Bay is done. The teachers are done Friday at noon.
Okay. You know what's? I heard a long history today. Long. It was like 10 minutes. Somebody going through the history of Bayport and how it used to be god awful terrible, and then like some people came in and kind of helped turn the ship, and like how they got to be better and better and better. And it was actually kind of fascinating. From somebody around here, they were very familiar with the inner workings of Bayport. I can't remember
I know
the
back
guy's
in the
name.
day, when we were in high school, like it was out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it was
Right.
now it's the Bayview Middle School, it's the old Bayport, but it wasn't what it is today. And then the land blew up and people started building, and yeah, everything's really fancy out here now.
Yeah, kind of interesting. I thought of you.
And I appreciate. When did we turn it around?
Yeah, I can't remember when they. I think it was like '90s, in the '90s, something like that.
Sounds like you really paid attention for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I was quasi interested. Oh, they came asking. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, Cripes Pulaski. Oh, they didn't go anywhere, Joe. Or Paul. They didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, good old Paul. So, anyways, yeah. So that's kind of all I got for tonight. Else we need to talk about? Anything the fans want us to talk about? 2000. There we go.
Yeah, I guess it's Jake. If Jake's out there has any topics, or Joe's been quiet tonight. I thought maybe he would want to hear stories about Saturday night and the game, and I don't want to break it down.
I think it's probably good if we leave it where it's at.
I do too. I really do. I do. I've thought long and hard how to approach this podcast. I've been approached by some people that you gotta put your foot on the throat, and that's not me. I just like chirping. I'm not a fighter. And then my wife gave me a talking to before I went on, just saying, we've got friends in low places.
Oh, man. Haven't heard Garth Brooks in a while. In all seriousness, though, we love the parents. We just love to make fun of Kimberly. And I'm sorry, when you're on top all the time, you need to get made fun of. It's just the way it goes. So if we were, oh, and by the way, just to dig a little on Kimberly too, we did beat them in boys track at state. Arrowhead was tied for us number 1. Kimberly 2. So
actually, it makes Kimberly 3, right?
Yeah, 3. So I did enjoy that when I heard that. So
yeah, hey, if Bayport gets to a place of dominance again, where they're winning state titles, and people want to make fun of Bay, I'd rather be on top getting made fun of than on the bottom getting made fun of. Just a perception, right?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So we do it in jest, and we do it, and the University of Kimberly's fine. They're going to be fine. Their soccer team will be better than ever next year. They're all
oh my God,
juniors.
They're going to be amazing next year.
Yeah, they lose a couple of seniors that were really good players, but their 3 or 4-headed monster is a pretty big deal. So, but you got to get out of regionals, 2 years in a row. So you wish them the best. They got off season to train, But Bayport's got some free soccer. I always call extra innings and extra games free. So we're 7:00 tomorrow night at East Pier Field, East Pier Redbirds against the Bayport Pirates. I mean, if you just go by mascot alone, it's kind of not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Pirates.
Yeah, for sure. Bonus soccer, baby. You got a bonus day,
soccer's
so
good
use
soccer. Yeah.
it. Yep, that's
So,
right.
We'll play max 2 games this week, and then so if we make it, we'll have practice next week. But otherwise, we should start to see each other here at club in the next 2 weeks.
Crazy. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Kind of, I enjoyed not making the trip 3 times a week to Appleton, but now it's kind of, time to stretch the legs a little bit and get after it.
That's right. We're gonna grind. Do it.
Let's get after it because we got to get some wins in regionals, and we'll start talking National Pro League. I found some information up, but we'll save that for a different time.
All right, sounds like a plan. That's the teaser for next week. That's
Right.
they call the tease.
And we've been a couple of weeks just me and you, so we'll try to fire up a guest next week if anybody's interested that has some knowledge, just something. We just can't be having anybody on. This is a pretty big time deal.
Well, yeah.
But hey, Eric Gephardt's show got like 800 views. I mean, that's a pretty big deal for the mighty judging bouncy balls.
Yeah, dang right. We got it. Yeah, I love it. And he was the big cheese. That was a good time.
Jeez. That's a great title, by the way. Big cheese.
Big cheese. All right, Tobes.
All right. Well, hey, we will stay in touch. I'll let you know how tomorrow night goes, and if it changes for Saturday, I'll let you know where we'll be.
Sounds good. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Go Spash. Go Bayport.
Pride of a pirate.
All right.
We'll see ya.
Everybody.